Let me just start by saying you should probably take this test with 10 grams of salt. Personally, I only trust the tests done on the treadmill under exactly the same circumstances. But this particular day I didn't bother to run on the treadmill. And I thought I could do a little recovery test. The previous day it didn't go so well because there was someone who overtook me. And then I started running a little faster. After many days of hard training I could see my heart rate was way too high. So the plan was to run with a heart rate of 120 for 10 minutes and see how far I could run. And then change shoes and repeat the test. But I had a lot of difficulty keeping my heart rate down this day, so instead of 120 it was about 125. After warming up, I repeated the test 4 times in each pair of shoes. Here is the result. But as I said at the beginning of the video, it is very difficult to make reliable tests outside. Because the circumstances change all the times. Little things can make a big difference. Example, it stopped blowing and the sun came out during one of the runs. Which meant I was able to run a little longer in those 10 minutes. Perhaps I should also mention that I only used 1 heart rate monitor and not 2 as I always do. Plus the test has not been completed over several days like I do with my tests on the treadmill. I only say this because I pay attention to the smallest details, and again personally I do not trust this test. Although it is repeated 4 times in each pair of shoes. But I must honestly say, it's somewhat more fun to run here than to run on the treadmill. And if we can learn something from the test, then it turns out that Nike Invincible run is more effective for me. Which in no way surprises me. It is the Nike running shoe I have run the most kilometers in ever. Several thousands. I have also run a marathon in them. The plan was just to run 10 kilometers slowly. But I felt good with my head and so I just kept running. But after 40 kilometers where the only thing I had consumed was water, I don't think it was so much fun anymore. So the last 20 kilometers it was just about getting home without walking. I think there are many who do not share the same opinion. But if I had to run a marathon and I was told I had to run within 3.5 hours to 4 hours, 100 out of 100 times I would choose these shoes over the Nike Vaporflies. I simply think it's a much better shoe than the Vaporflies at this pace. New Balance More V4 is also a shoe I really like and have several of them. I just don't think it's as versatile as the Nike Invincible run. Before I end this little test video, I just want to show the meters I managed to run in the 40 minutes I ran in each pair of shoes. Here is the result. According to this little test, there is a difference of approximately 200 meters. If you try to calculate it just for fun. For example, if I were to run a marathon with the same heart rate, it will be about 3 hours and 51 minutes in the New Balance More V4. And the Nike Invincible run it will take 3 hours and 45 minutes. Again, I know you probably can't trust this test. But if you're interested, I'd like to do a series of different speeds between shoes outside on the running track instead of just doing them on the treadmill. So feel free to write in the comments if you want to see some other shoes tested in this way.